Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is March 1st, 2025, and Real Madrid have dropped points, giving Barcelona a great opportunity to stretch their lead or build a lead ahead of Madrid. Also, Hansi Flick has given a press conference ahead of tomorrow's match where he has discussed some important questions, including, is Wojciech Szczesny going to be renewed? And also, what's going on with Marc Casado? We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and we'll begin this video with the good news that Real Madrid lost today in La Liga against Real Betis 2-1, ironically with a goal by Isco, the former Real Madrid player, scoring Real Betis' second goal, giving the Sevillan club a victory, and Real Madrid dropping 3 very important points in La Liga title race. And this is how the table is looking like, with Atletico de Madrid in first place because they won their respective match today against Athletic Club de Bilbao 1-0, so they have 56 points. Barcelona in second place with 54 points, and Real Madrid in third place with 54 points. So if tomorrow Barcelona win against Real Sociedad, we could be first with 57 points, 1 point ahead of Atletico Madrid and 3 points ahead of Real Madrid. So tomorrow's match is going to be very, very important because we can start building a lead once again ahead of Real Madrid. We, of course, had a 10-point lead at one point. We blew it. We were then 7 points behind. We're now tied with points with Real Madrid, but tomorrow we could be 3 points ahead of Madrid. So the team needs to come out full intensity, full focus, and play tomorrow's match like it's a final, because tomorrow we could start building a lead ahead of Madrid after they dropped points. Now, of course, Hansi Flick did participate in the pre-match press conference as usual, where he addressed a myriad of topics. And the first question that he was asked, will there be rotations tomorrow? Because as you know, on Tuesday we're playing the Champions League against Benfica, so only 2 days later. So Flick was asked whether he's going to be rotating players for tomorrow, and this is what the German coach had to say. Yes, I think we will change things. As we said, we need fresh players. We need them to be good. It's a good day to do it. There will be changes, but I won't say which one. So Flick confirming that tomorrow there will be rotations. Of course, not telling us what kind of rotation there will be. Of course, Íñigo Martínez and Marc Casado both started against Atletico Madrid. So my guess is that one of them is going to rest, with probably Ronald Araujo taking their place, whether it be Casado or Íñigo. We might see Balde get arrested, right? Because he played against Atletico Madrid. So maybe we'll see Gerard Martín in his place. We saw Frenkie start against Atletico Madrid, so maybe he'll be rested tomorrow with Marc Casado taking his place. We'll have to wait and see, but I do want to hear you guys' thoughts. Who do you think Hansi Flick will rest tomorrow? Let me know down below in the comments section. Now, Hansi Flick was also asked about Wojciech Szczesny's renewal. As you know, there's been a lot of talks about Barcelona considering renewing the Polish goalkeeper, and this is what Flick had to say. I don't offer anything to the players. It's a job for Deco and the others. We are very happy with him, of course. He's speaking about Szczesny, of course. You can ask Deco about his renewal. So Flick, I really like what Flick does here with the press. He's like, look, it's not my job. I'm the coach. My job is to coach. You want to talk about renewals? Talk about to Deco. That's his job. He's the sporting director. I really like how Flick handles the media. Something that unfortunately lacked in our previous coaches. I don't know if it was lack of training or maybe just Flick has a gift of dealing with reporters, but Flick being very straightforward, saying, hey, it's not my job. Don't ask me things that have nothing to do with me. Now, on to that important question, because Flick was asked about Marc Casado. As you know, Marc Casado was always in the starting lineup for Flick during the first half of the season, and lately he's been relegated to the bench with Frenkie starting ahead of him. So Flick being asked what's going on with Casado, and this is what the German coach had to say. It's a difficult question. Frenkie has improved a lot this month. Casado is more defensive and is more focused on defense. With Frenkie, we can have more possession and be more offensive. Casado is a young player and can improve, but in his first season, he is doing very well and can be proud of what he has achieved. So Flick making it clear that no, there's nothing wrong with Casado. Casado's not effing up. Flick is not upset with Casado. They're simply two different players. Frenkie gives you more possession. Casado is more defensive midfielder. So two different profiles. And also Flick reminding us, let's not forget, this is Casado's first season in First Division. It's normal that he might not start in every match. And this is kind of confirms my hypothesis that I mentioned in a previous video. I said I think the reason why Casado is being benched because, you know, when he started, he of course impressed all of us, surprised all of us because we weren't expecting anything from him. But here's the thing about playing First Division football as opposed to Third Division where Casado was, is that it takes experience to maintain a high level of performance in First Division, experience that Casado does not have yet, because remember, it's his first season in First Division, so I'm not worried at all about what's going on with Casado, and after what Flick said, I'm even less worried. I know Casado eventually will regain his spot. He just, you know, needs more time to gain more experience in First Division, and again, he's going against Frenkie de Jong, who has plenty of experience, but Casado, I'm pretty sure he has a very long, bright future at Barcelona. He's only starting. It's his first season. He's only 21 years old, where Frenkie, on the other hand, is 26. And we don't even know if he's going to be staying. Anyways, now Hansi Flick was asked about the Atletico de Madrid match and whether, you know, the team is working on learning from these mistakes, whether these mistakes were discussed. And this is what the German coach had to say. Of course, we have talked. We always talk. Also, when we win, we always analyze the game. We show what we can improve. It's not always about pressing up front or the defense. In some moments, we did very well. Everybody accepted the strategy. It was more than clear. It's the right way to do things. We are a team, and we always want to learn and improve. So Flick saying, yes, we talked about it. You know, we talk about every match we play, whether we win, lose, or draw. That's how you improve, and I honestly believe him because we've seen, you know, this team learn from previous mistakes. Maybe not this one so much with Atletico Madrid, but Flick confirming that, yes, they talked about it. So I have no doubts that they will learn from that mistake and hopefully it won't be repeated again against Atletico Madrid in the second leg of the Copa del Rey. And then finally, Flick talking about the system and how they know their system. They all accept it and they are working on learning and improving. And that's what I've said before. It's not about changing the system. It's about improving and perfecting the one that you are already executing, because after all, this system has given us so much. Why would you throw it out the window and start parking the bus? No, what you need to do is perfect the system that you're currently using. That way those mistakes don't happen. So it's not about changing the system. It's about improving the system to prevent mistakes. Now, Hansi Flick was asked whether he is worried about conceding goals, and this is what Flick had to say. I'm not worried about early goals conceded. For example, in our last away games, when we went 10 against Madrid, we defended well. What we have to do is absorb all this energy and know how to play, which we saw with the 2 goals we conceded. Then it was a wonderful game from us. 70 to 75 minutes, sensational. We invested a lot of energy in the end, but we are focused on this kind of thing at the end of games. We have to do better as a team, and we know that. So Hansi Flick, in a very Cruyffism way, saying, no, I'm not worried about conceding goals, because if you talk about real Barca DNA, then you don't have to worry about conceding goals. You know, people are always like, oh, we're not conceding goals. We're conceding goals. We're not keeping clean sheets. And I'm like, how are you going to talk about Barca DNA, but at the same time be talking about worrying about being scored on? That's not Barca DNA. Barca DNA is very simple. Outscoring your opponent. Like Cruyff always used to say, I prefer to win 5-4 than 1-0, because the point, again, of Barca DNA is outscoring your opponent. In the way Barcelona play, where they attack with all 10 players, it leaves you exposed, and of course, you're opening yourself up to being scored, but that doesn't matter. As long as you score more than your opponent, it does not matter how many goals they score against you. So, please, stop talking about clean sheets. That's not real Barca DNA. Hansi Flick seems to understand what true Cruyffism and Barca DNA is. Now, finally, Hansi Flick was asked about the calendar, and once again, Flick showing us his Cruyffism, saying the following about the hectic calendar that Barcelona currently have in March. Of course, sometimes I think that in Germany or another country, everything is different. Here, sometimes they don't care about that. But the schedule we have doesn't give us much more options. 2 or 3 matches per week. I know it's not easy to adjust and manage. We have to do what we can and have fresh players, and we will give it our all. At the moment, we have 3 competitions. We are fighting for 3 titles, and when we started, we knew that March would come. Day 1 March, and I don't think we expected to be with all this at stake. So Flick saying pretty much, there's nothing we can do. I don't really care. Again, Flick always showing us that all he cares about is the factors that he can control, which is the team's performance, the calendar, the injuries, the refs. Those are factors you can't control, and therefore he does not concern himself with things that he cannot control. Something very important that Cruyff taught us and that Flick also has implemented into his philosophy. And also Flick saying, you know, he wasn't expecting to have so many, all these things at stake by the month of March, which I absolutely agree, given how the team was playing last season. The fact that we're still alive in all competitions at this point of the season in such a short period of time, I think it has been a pretty amazing accomplishment. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. We'll be uploading another video in a few moments, so stay tuned to the channel. Let me know what you guys thought about Hansi Flick's press conference down below in the comment section. I will see you in the next video, and as always, Visca Barça.